Okay, this time I think I'm recording because I've had two failed attempts and I totally haven't spent like 15 minutes just speaking to myself without recording. But welcome, guys, to Road to World Cup episode 4, I think. The World Cup is very close by, and I'm very sorry because I really, really wanted to upload a lot more episodes of this just to, take you guys through my preparation and all of that, my thoughts. But sadly, uh, time has been short, and whatever free time I had, I really tried my best to use it productively. Like if I had a free evening, I would be like, I should use this to practice something or learn something. So, uh, yeah, usually I just try to use my free time to like prepare instead of spend it in recording and editing and uploading videos. That's why I haven't really uploaded, so I apologize. But today I will sort of try to walk you guys through my preparation, where I'm at, how I'm feeling. Also, just talk about the World Cup itself, the groups, everything. So I'm quite excited. As you guys see, the World Cup is in 2 days, 10 hours. My flight to Stockholm is in like 10 hours. I just finished packing and all of that, so I'm very excited. Some people have already reached there. I think Zigzag's reached, and a few people are on their flight. So basically, tomorrow, actually in less than 24 hours, I'll be meeting all these players face to face, which is very exciting. Um, but yeah, uh, super excited, and just like even other than the players, there's so many people coming from the community to Stockholm. There's like 100 people or so that I know that are going to be there. It's going to be insane. It's going to be very exciting to meet everyone, and I really don't know. It's like people from all the continents are coming. I'm very excited if you can't tell. But that's one thing. Second thing is the World Cup itself. A lot has happened since I last talked about everything, so I guess we can start off by taking a look at um, what the World Cup looks like. So we have these timings as well. If you guys are watching from home, then yeah, these you can watch the stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/GeoGuessr. That's where they'll stream it. And then these are the timings for when the matches will happen. Um, yeah, so if you need more information about the World Cup, you can go to geoguessr.com/World Cup. Um, so yeah, so on Thursday, on Friday, 13th, we'll be playing group stages. Um, and then, yeah, basically on the 14th, only 8 people will qualify out of 24, which is not, which is very competitive, let's say. So we know all the participants now. We know our groups even. I'm playing in Group C, and we have Ananana, CG, Jupa, Radu, and Wolf in my group. It should be quite interesting. Definitely, like all the players in this World Cup are very good. Um, and I have been thinking about how I will play my games against all of them. I've been preparing a lot, so I will of course get to all of that. But yeah, it's the way it works is basically the winner of the group straight away like advances to day two, which is the quarterfinals, and then second and third place in the group. In my case, for example, second and third of Group C will play the third and second of Group D. And then the winner of those matches will qualify to day two, it's the quarterfinals. So those will be like the knockout games after the group stages. But yeah, in the group stage, I'll be facing everyone once, and in each matchup, we'll have one moving game, one no moving game, and one NPC game. Um, I mentioned this in one of like my first ever uh, videos about the World Cup, but I do still think that I am one of the most balanced players in the World Cup, uh, in the sense that I'm decent at moving, no moving, and NPC, and I have sort of also practiced bringing all three of those stats up, but also bringing no moving a little bit extra up because that was, as I said, probably my weaker point when I compare with other competitors. So I have worked on that, but let's see how it goes. Yeah, uh, again, very interesting group, very interesting matchups I will have here. People, and it's not just me who has been practicing, other people have also been practicing a lot. Um, so it's going to be interesting to see what people have prepared, what rounds we get. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of factors that play into the matches. It's going to be, of course, the rounds we get, uh, things different people have been preparing, the format itself. Uh, if you guys don't know, the way it's going to be is like we play moving, no moving, and NPC. All the games will be duels games, and each duels game will be capped to 10 rounds, which is a bit questionable. For moving, I guess it's fine. No moving NPC, not the biggest fan. Uh, and then 10 rounds, and then also the multipliers increase like very rapidly. So round 2 itself, we have a 0.5x multiplier, round 3 1x, round 4 1.5x, and so on and so forth. So yeah, multipliers can be brutal because like you can do 3,000 damage on round 1 in Russia, and then you can lose in round 8, 9, 10 by just getting out hedged on like I don't know, like Poland, Sweden, Cambodia, something like that. So sorry about that. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a brutal format, and it does introduce quite a bit of a luck factor as well, which I'm not, the biggest fan of. Um, but yeah, that's just what the format is, and now we just have to like tailor our gameplay to it. So it is a bit unpredictable. Also, composure will play a big role, I think, because um, it's a big event, and it's normal to feel nervous. But for me personally, I think also having the experience from Paris from last year, if you guys don't remember or don't know, um, last year we had a World Cup also in Paris. It was teams, it wasn't solo World Cup. And Radu was on my team. So me, Radu, and Toro were on a team, and we made it all the way to the finals. Lost to Blinky Kodiak Macam in the finals, but yeah, that event had 45,000 viewers, and making it all the way to the finals and doing, you know, all that with the audience and all of that definitely helps that experience. And also, I think more so than that, for me personally, just like making videos and streaming has just been like quite a bit of a confidence boost in general. So I feel like, or I hope so at least, that I won't feel the nerves that much. The only reason I might feel the nerves is because it's like playing solo. So, when you're playing with a group, you're talking to people and you have their voices in your ear. When you're playing solo, I'm assuming I'm gonna have deafening silence in my head, which which could probably not be the best thing. But yeah, I feel like I feel like it should be fine. The, like the more important thing is the game itself, and that's what I'm there for. So yeah, but those things definitely play a role. Um, so yeah, I feel like this could go quite a few ways. And yeah, moving, no moving NPC. Against each of these players, I feel like I have to have a different strategy. Um, and not that I know exactly what they've prepared and whatnot, but I think I have a general idea of how I want to play against each of these players. Definitely, I think my playstyle will be a little bit different, and I'm sure the others will also have their own playstyles against me. Um, so yeah, I'm keen to see how people decide to play against me, uh, but I'm also quite yeah, I feel like I'm quite happy with my preparation and where I'm at. Of course, would I have I prepared everything I wanted to? Not really. Is there more I can prepare? Most definitely. There's a lot more I can do. Am I the best player? Absolutely not. Um, yeah, so there's a lot of room for improvement, let's say. Um, but I feel like with the time I had and with the goals I had set, I think I've made a decent amount of progress towards them. So um, I have confidence in my preparation, I guess is the best way to sum it all up. Um, I'm quite okay with moving, no moving, and NMPZ, so I'm not necessarily intimidated by either of those modes. So it should be interesting. Definitely going to be important to pick up uh, a few wins on moving in this group, I think. I think RC is probably the best moving player in this group. He's just very quick. Um, but yeah, I do think I should have a decent chance, and if I can get that initial moving lead, then that can be a big confidence boost. Of course, if I don't get that lead, that's also okay. There's always the chance to, come back in no moving and then take it home in an NPC. So I think having that sort of mindset of just like, uh, not dwelling upon a loss too much will be also pretty important. um, so let's get into my preparation a bit. Um, yeah, as I said, moving wise, I had some goals. No moving and NMPZ wise, I had some goals. NMPZ, I can sum up my preparation quite easily. I played a shit ton of bullseye games, 10 seconds NMPZ, and also just other like 10-second NMPZ games, so outside of bullseye. So, uh, and also I've been doing my NMPZ chat guesser tournaments for roughly 2 years now, probably more than that. Um, so all that NMPZ experience definitely builds up. Um, I'm pretty okay with NMPZ. Of course, there's always, times when I send the wrong continent, wrong country, definitely. So, uh, yeah, I think one of my biggest weaknesses, let's say, is that I am a bit inconsistent. I often make blunders, or not often, but I do make blunders, and so does everyone else, to be fair. But I do think having a low frequency of blunders would be nice, especially for the World Cup. So that's one thing that I want to be a bit careful of, especially in NMPZ. I tend to do that more because, yeah, it's just NMPZ, it's easy to blunder. But um, yeah, that's one thing I've been trying to work on a little bit. Um, and then yeah, that sums up my NMPC practice basically. Just I've played so many 10-second NMPC games that I think that definitely will help. I've played them on all sorts of maps as well, so it should be interesting. Moving wise, let's see. We did already an episode on the couple button. Um, so yeah, I have learned a couple button. When it comes to Philippines provinces, I know them already. I know Japanese kanji, so I've learned a bunch of these things. I've also learned a bunch of different area codes in a bunch of different countries. But that's one thing I still need to revise again. So if I play right now, I'll probably forget a bunch of those. But yeah, that's something I can just revise like on the plane or when I'm in Stockholm or whatever. So that's like one thing that's kind of left still for me to be done. Um, but I did, in fact, learn a bunch of those, so it's just a matter of revising them. So that should help a lot with moving. And then, other than that, I have just plenty of experience with moving, I would say. Um, like I've done a bunch of speedrun attempts. Also, what I've done is I've played a lot of duels because moving duels is definitely something that I didn't really play that much previously, or not seriously at least. But recently I did play a bunch of different duel games. I experimented with different strategies as well while playing them. Sometimes I would just try to play no moving. to see how my no moving guesses would be if I'm playing against a moving player. Um, yeah, sometimes I just go for the 5Ks. So yeah, I've varied my playstyles a bit, lost a bunch of rating, gained some rating in the process, but overall, I think it has sort of given me an idea of where my strengths and weaknesses lie when it comes to moving. And yeah, I think the biggest question when it comes to moving games is when to send your guess or moving duels. That timing is very important. Um, and I think I have a much better grasp on that now than I used to have. I actually don't remember how many duels games I had when the World Cup was announced, but right now I'm at 900 wins, which is pretty decent, I think, compared to what I used to have. So I think that experience will also play a big role. Also, I've been practicing a lot with new movement. Um, I have also been practicing or trying to restrain myself from doing that spacebar thingy. If you know, you know, you just hold spacebar. Like if you put a marker and press spacebar to move, then you send your guess by accident. And all of that. So hopefully I don't do that. That would be the biggest blunder possible. Um, but I have also practiced that quite a bit. So I hope everything goes smoothly on that front. Um, and I'm also very excited actually to play moving games on their computers because playing on my laptop is just very laggy, especially when I'm like recording. And usually I record because, if I'm trying to get a speedrun attempt or something, then I need to have a video of it. Uh, so it's just not super fun to play when it's just so laggy for me. But I assume those PCs there will be really nice, so it should be quite fun. I remember when I went to Paris as well, it was so nice to move on those PCs. It just felt like I was like playing a whole new game. It felt so smooth. So I'm looking forward to that movement. And yeah, I think otherwise really not much else to say about moving. Um, yeah, just remembering a bunch of phone codes, copy button, all that stuff. Um, let's move on to no moving then. No moving wise, I think there are two major things that need to be looked at. One is getting the country right, and one is getting the region within the country right. So, country streaks wise, I think I'm fairly okay. I am from the generation of players who started playing this game when Battle Royale countries was introduced. Back then, there was only countries, not distance. So I did grow up playing the game, just recognizing the country. And then I've done a bunch of different streaks over the years. Um, so yeah, that's one thing. And then also I went back and played some solo streaks. If you missed the video, um, I did in fact manage to get onto also the leaderboards on Plunkett. I made it in the no move streaks on a solo arbitrary rural world, which is like I would say one of the harder maps because it's all sort of rural locations. I did manage to get first place there, so I'm quite happy with country streaking. Um, yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that. I did brush up on some country tips as well, especially in like Eastern Europe, because I feel like I tend to forget those over over the months if I don't really play streaks. But yeah, I've brushed up on a bunch of basics, and then I've also played some streaks. So as you can see, arbitrary rule world. So that's that. Country streaks wise, I think my preparation is also pretty okay. Um, and then lastly, we have region guessing. So I'll mainly just delve into the bigger countries. I have practiced some of the medium-sized countries as well, but not to the greatest extent, just maybe like the very basics of it. Um, so yeah, I feel like that's not really worth getting into. Also, like some smaller countries, but yeah, more interesting part I think is region guessing big countries because that is where a lot of sort of points can be lost or gained, and yeah, especially with people like Jupa in my group, I feel like I have to be at least somewhat decent at region guessing. And also in general, I mean, it's not just because of Jupa being in my group. Uh, yeah, if I'm playing the World Cup, I have to be decent at that. So I've been trying to get to a decent level in all the big countries. I feel like I wasn't the worst anyway to begin with, but I have learned a bunch of different things that I hadn't known before. Um, of course, there's still plenty of scope to improve, and to be honest, I feel like I've gotten a newfound enjoyment for region guessing, especially in some countries. I think US especially, I really feel like I want to play a lot more in the future because I had so much fun learning US. Um, Russia, I feel like is uh, I did practice a bit. I think at least the recognizable areas I should be okay with. The others, hopefully, I can at least get the general area. Um, and then, yeah, just Canada, Mexico, Australia, um, Japan. Also learned a bunch of Japan stuff. Um, yeah, I think overall I worked on that. I also actually practiced a bit of shitcam coverage. I did practice a bit of India, but not that much. Um, so I wouldn't say I'm like that good at India, to be honest. Uh, Probably if we look at all the World Cup players, I think Tribora might be the best at India. Um, but still, some practice is better than none, right? So I did practice a little bit of India. Um, so maybe that'll come in handy at some point. Also, yeah, I just practiced like some shit cam coverage because why not in like Nigeria and Ecuador and Sri Lanka and whatnot because apparently there's going to be shit cam in the map. The map, by the way, is going to be a handpicked map with I have no idea how many locations actually. Hopefully there's a lot so that there won't be repeats. But it is a bit of a shame that they're going to use the same map for moving, no moving, and NPC because on moving you would hopefully want to get some kind of signs, maybe no moving, preferably you want to be in more rural areas. NMPZ, you probably want to have a bit of a different distribution, because you can weigh smaller countries a bit higher. So I don't really know how they've gone about, yeah, like deciding the distribution and all of that. But from what I've heard, they have taken help and feedback from other members in the community who we don't really know who they are. I think they must have signed like an NDA or something with those guys. So, but whatever. Like basically, we have uh, a completely new map, handpicked map, and it should be quite interesting playing on a map like that because we don't really know what to expect. We don't know exactly who is mapping them, whether they've been looking for Beatty locations, whether they've just been looking for normal locations, locations with signage, maybe more Pano ID'd locations to throw off our region guesses with coverage metas and all of that. So Uh, yeah, I don't really know, and that's to be seen. Although I am playing in Group C, which means I will get a glimpse of the map from the games of Group A and B. So that should at least be a little bit, you know, of a relief, or not of a relief, but it should sort of give me a glimpse into what to expect. Um, and then yeah, what else is there to say? I think also yeah, like a day before the games, we'll also have some time to practice, I think, in that setup. So that should also help me get used to it. So Yeah, I think overall I'm pretty positive at the moment. I'm going in with a positive mindset. I know there are very good players also in my group. I know I'm not the favorite, and that's okay. But I'm going there with, you know, uh, I will give it my best attempt, and I am aiming for the top, basically. I want to win my group, basically. Or that's the attitude with which I'm going into this, at least. Yeah, maybe it's unlikely, maybe it's unreasonable, but doesn't hurt to try, does it? So let's see what happens. But yeah, that's it. I think for now I would like to play some games on extreme region guessing, so you guys can also get a bit of an idea of, yeah, maybe some of the things I've learned. Uh, yeah, like this is still region guessing is probably still the place where, yeah, others can beat me because there are people who are experts at a certain country, right? Like let's say harmless with Russia, or um, yeah, like RC with US, for example. So yeah, I probably won't beat them on those countries, but I think if I can just get a decent region guess every time, that is my goal. So hopefully I've been able to achieve that, and yeah, let's just play a few games and see how it goes. Starting off, this is quite an interesting one. I think it's Max with this. The sun is kind of weird, so you can't really trust it. I'm actually thinking if this could be like Chiapas or something. Just with the pavement and the vegetation. It's probably not. It's probably just like central, but I feel like it won't hurt to try. Oh, or Campeche. Okay. Um, Fair enough. I thought it was a bit too hilly for Campeche, but fair enough. Still decent. Have some French there. So initial thoughts are, of course, Quebec, Canadian flag. That is an Ontario pulled up though, so maybe not. Maybe not. Uh, we could be close to the Quebec border though. We could be like here somewhere. Angle's fine as well. That's pretty decent. This time we're in Indonesia. Um, Indonesia has been getting so many coverage updates recently, by the way. In fact, Maluku just got coverage, which is so these set of islands here, which previously had zero coverage. Right now, we have some coverage on this island right here. So yeah, Indonesia is going to be interesting. These sort of roofs, it looks quite a bit like Java to me. It could be like Bali or Lombok or something as well, but nah, that I don't really. I think this is just somewhere in Java. Don't really know where though. Maybe east. Okay, Lampung actually also makes sense. You also get those roofs out there. Here we just have a sign, Mexico 49D, I think. Yeah. Um, so yeah, also looks pretty northern. So yeah, just a matter of lining up the road and all of that. It's 45, 45D. I don't actually know if there's sort of a logic to these, to the way these roads are numbered. Let's say 49 is here, but I don't see the 49D. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time scanning right now. Let's just leave it there. That's the 49D. Okay, fair enough. Okay, first thought here is Alaska, and we have a yellow plate as well, which makes perfect sense. So I think this would be like here. Could even be down here, but okay, it's down there. Fair enough. 20k to start off. I'd say that's okay, not the worst. We are in Brazil this time. Not really a phone code there. Let's see, this sort of hazy camera that I really hate. Some long insulators there. Could be a phone code there, but I can't really see it. Yeah, let's see. Trying to think of what I like the most here. Those look like some greenish hills, which is uh, not too sure where I want to go here. Like, if you showed me just these hills, I would probably guess like Minas, I suppose. Yeah, but with everything else, I feel like this is more northern. Maybe even Maranhão, or yeah, something like that. Let's try Maranhão. Not too sure. Oh, Para. Interesting. Fair enough. Um, yeah, I guess that could have been a better guess, but let's see, what do we have on this round? I did learn some phone codes as well for the US, which is uh, maybe not something. Although this is, I'm not even sure if this is US actually. It's probably Canada. We do have some front plates, some not front plates. Yeah, it should be Canada. I don't really know where though. This could be Newfoundland even. Route 60. Possibly New Brunswick, Nova Scotia kind of thing. Shenanigans. Steak nights. Yeah, the plates are what I'm sort of trying to think of, but yeah, I think I just go Newfoundland here, and see what happens. Okay, not terrible. Yeah, the Brazil run definitely could have been better. But yeah, of course, it's not like I'm gonna get every round spot on, so this is fine. At least I was not that far off, I suppose. We have this sort of short antenna. It's kind of blurry. Um, the foliage, yeah, with Russia, I still think there's plenty of scope to improve. Some rolling hills. Not very sure where I'd go here. Definitely, I don't think this is too far west. Could it be closer to Chelyabinsk? Maybe. But I feel like it's probably even more west of it, like here somewhere, maybe. I'm not that good with my antennas, so that is going to be a bit of an issue, I think. But yeah, we'll see. That's actually not a terrible guess. I'm okay with that. All right, let's see. What do we have here in Indo? These pull tops. Kabupaten. I also do kind of need to revise Kabupaten. Do we have one? That says Bandung. Um, I mean, maybe it's Bandung. With the poles, it would make sense. Guess we don't really have any info other than that. But yeah, we have these sort of tiled roofs, very mountainous, probably a volcano or something on that side, and these pole tops. I think they sort of make sense for West Java, Banten kind of area. So yeah, clicking Bandung is okay there. 4900 is not bad at all. Okay, this time we are in Brazil again. This also kind of looks like a hard round, to be honest. Not very sure where I'd go here. We have pretty red soil. Not any palm trees that I can see, which is kind of interesting. Where do I go here, actually? Mato Grosso, maybe? Feel like that's a fair guess. Maybe even Goiás. don't really think it's too much north. It could be like Paramaranao maybe, but I think I just go like Mato Grosso. Okay, Mato Grosso do Sul makes sense. I feel like I haven't really seen that much Gen 3 MGDS, but fair enough. We still get a 20k, which is nice. This one is kind of tricky. Not sure if this is US or Canada even. So yeah, these kind of rounds are probably going to be my nightmare. Realistically, the trees are kind of northern, I'd say. So it could be either. I do think this is east coast somewhere. So yeah, I feel like it could be just like Maine. Maine could be a decent hedge. Could be more south, Pennsylvania, somewhere here, Virginia. Uh, maybe an off chance of like Michigan. But also there's a decent chance it's just like Canada somewhere. So I think hedging like Pennsylvania or New York is probably okay here. Guess the guardrail isn't really New York guardrail or anything specifically, but yeah, I think that's just going to be my hedge. Let's see. Okay, was Quebec, fair enough. Maybe if there was something there that I missed, you can let me know. Russia again. This time we have this antenna. Um, yeah, that antenna doesn't really help me that much. Just based on the foliage, I want to say this is somewhere like in this general area. Um, don't really think it's Karelia, but it could be. This is a decent chance, I think. Um, but I also think there's a decent chance this is like. Let's see. Let's look at the plants a little more. Yeah. I don't know. Could just be like Leningrad, somewhere here. I'll hedge here. Okay, was Leningrad, fair enough. Um, okay, moving on. We have 48 area code. That's like here. Okay, that's quick and easy. Indonesia again. Let's see what we have in Indo this time. Little blue sticker there. Nothing in particular that I recognize quite yet. We have that tile roof there, I guess. And a few more here. Not many poles. That's maybe an uneven pole. White car as well. I don't really know car metas for Indonesia. I don't know if there's like specific areas where you get white car. If there are, then please let me know in the comments. JV, I don't know what that is. Can we see a number plate? That could also come in handy. Right now, what I'm thinking is either East Java, somewhere, maybe even Madura Island, or like Lampung, or maybe South Sumatra. That's where I'm at currently, but I think I'm leaning more like East Java, maybe even Madura Island actually. I think I'm just gonna go with that. Okay, was East Java at least. Not really sure if there's a better way to region guess that. We have these poles. We have kind of big volcanoes or something there. This might be kind of scannable. Let's see. I'd say this is West Java probably. Banten also actually has a few volcanoes. Wait, this kind of lines up better because we have something there and also another one there. So okay, never mind. Okay, I guess we were looking at these two. Fair enough. Was either West Java or Banten there. 21k again, not too bad. Let's keep it going. How long? It's 39 minutes. Let's do like, yeah, maybe one or two more games. We are back in Brazil. This time it's kind of hilly. The soil is a bit red. Initial thought would have been like Parana or Santa Catarina, but the more I look at this, the more I'm thinking this is probably Minas. With an off chance of Espirito, Rio, maybe even Bahia. But I think I like Minas the most here. That ridge doesn't really ring a bell for me. So, yeah, not sure. Okay, well, we get the state streak, but this is quite an odd area, I guess. I didn't really know you had these mountains here. It's quite interesting, actually. Okay, thought it would be more flat, but good to know. You have some ridges in that area. Um, let's see, what else do we have here? We have a blue car. We have this Brazilian pole. Can we see anything? Not really. I was hoping maybe there's like a postcode or something. Not that I know all of them, but I do know some of the postcodes, or at least their general sort of reasoning, so that could help. These palms combined with this sort of reddish dirt. I want to say this is more like down here somewhere, Parana, Santa Catarina maybe. But this one I'm not too confident about. I don't really see a Parana pine anywhere. One Parana pine would have really boosted my confidence here. Not sure, really not sure. There is a chance this is like Rio or Minas, but let's see. Okay, it was. I guess there was no Parana pine indeed. Also with the blue car, I guess. Kind of makes sense, but not that you can't get blue car in Parana or Santa Catarina, but anyway, let's move on. That was indeed not the best guess. This time we are somewhere in the plains. I would say this is probably the US. Doesn't really feel like Canada. I don't actually know what that is. I hope that's not a Canadian thing. But these bollards sort of look US, and yeah, we're just somewhere in the plains. Is it Canada? I really hope not. But I guess if it's Canada, we would have, like, if it's Alberta, we would have had an Alberta bollard. It's not an Alberta bollard, so I don't know. I'm just gonna go with US. Um, to be honest, I could see this being like even like Illinois or something. Doesn't necessarily have to be these areas. Maybe I just hedge Iowa here on the off chance that this is like Illinois, Indiana, or Ohio. I think there's a decent chance that's the case. Sadly, we can't really see the plates. I think that car even had no front plate. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. I did learn a bunch of different plates. Not that I know every plate, but I should know at least most of them, or at least the main ones. I don't know the obscure ones, but yeah, with no front plate, it's kind of interesting. So it'd be like Kansas or Michigan or something, Indiana, or it could be Sask. That's probably more reasonable. It's just that this bollard, I don't really know if you get in like Sask. Okay, this might be a bold guess, but I'm going Indiana. Okay, or Nebraska. That's so western even. That is interesting. This seed hasn't been going as great as I would have liked it to. Anyway, this is Mexico. with the poles and everything. I mean, with these mountains, it's really hard not to just click Monterey. So, yeah. Okay, this time we're in the US. Can't get a 20k on this game anymore, but let's see if we can salvage something. That's a green plate, looks like. So I guess we are probably in Vermont. Landscape-wise, it makes sense to me. So let's just click there. Uh, okay, couple of bad guesses. The US one, I did go for a bit, a bit of a bold guess. I should have just clicked middle of plains. And Brazil, yeah, also could have been better. So definitely some room for improvement. But let's play one more. This is kind of hilly again, but it looks so much like Yucatan. I'm just gonna click Yucatan, to be honest. Okay, fair enough. Um, okay, now this one is quite interesting. This could be a bit tricky. We have this bluish car. Um, don't really know if this is US or Canada even. I think this should be Canada. And the trees don't really look too western to me. Watch this be Yukon, but I don't think it's Yukon. I don't even know if you get blue car in Yukon. I don't think I've seen it. So I think I'm leaning like Quebec or something like that. Is that a good guess? I don't know. Could be Ontario, could be somewhere else. Nova Scotia. Well, at least it's Eastern. That's good. I guess you get Gen 4. Actually, now that I think about it, that is like that weird, like cyan colored sort of car that you get in Nova Scotia, isn't it? That's interesting. Yeah, that should have probably been a free Nova Scotia if I thought about that. um, but yeah, that as I said, I would have liked to practice region guessing even more, but sadly I didn't have as much time as I would have liked. Anyway, this should be southern Russia somewhere. Not exactly sure where, but I think with the short antenna doesn't go too far east, does it? But it looks kind of eastern in the south, so I'm not sure. I'm just gonna click middle. Oh, you do get it in Grozny. Okay, so that's me misremembering stuff, I guess. But good to know for the World Cup. Um, interesting. Should just be Mexico, but not entirely sure where I go here. Initial thoughts, I think, are just yeah, like SLP, Zacatecas, Aguascalientes, something like that. Yeah, maybe. Why not? Durango. Yeah, I would say Mexico is still probably one of my weaker countries. So, um, I did sort of try and remember at least like the more recognizable areas, but I definitely didn't practice it as much as I would like to. Also, those insulators are very interesting. They're like blue and yellow. Never seen that before. We have this blue car, pretty red dirt. Um, looks very dry to me. So, oh, and you have those gigantic mountains. Oh, those are interesting actually. Like, if you zoom on them, they almost look like the Espirito Santo mountains, but they're not. There's no way I ever click Espirito Santo here, I think. Do you get these in like Pernambuco or something? Because that's where I was thinking this would be. Maranhão also has some interesting mountains in the south, but don't think these are those ones. Does the poll tell me anything? No, I don't really think so. I'm very curious. Could be even Paraiba. Is that a ridge? I really don't know. Oh wow. Okay. Bahia makes sense. Although with blue car, that was not my first thought. But this is an interesting mountain range here, isn't it? Also a ridge to the west. Yeah, it's just one of those things that's kind of hard to forget, I think, once you've seen it. So 19K this time. Um, I think I'm going to halt it here, but yeah, I think on average I'd say I'm getting around 20K on extreme region guessing, which is I can't really complain about. I feel like, and also, yeah, we didn't really get many Australia rounds. I've practiced that quite a bit. Still, still have a lot of weaknesses in Australia as well, of course. USA, I've practiced quite a bit as well. Yeah, it's just those like recognizable areas, if you get those, and even in like Russia and stuff, Canada. I did also some province-wise practice in Canada. Hopefully that comes in handy a little bit. Um, yeah, I think overall, um, I'm happy with where I am. That's all I can say. Averaging 20K on this map is okay with me for now. Uh, yes, I would like to average 22, 23K, but that is definitely not my level of preparation. But this is, yeah, as I said, I'm not really an expert at any particular thing. I just have pretty balanced stats. That's how I see it, at least. And that's how I'm going to play my games as well. Maybe one thing we can also do is play some Japan games because Japan was not on this map. Uh, it has been a bit of time since I played Japan. Uh, wasn't Arbitrary Japan 2 a map? Sure. Let's just play Arbitrary Japan 1. And let's see how this how Japan goes. Okay, this is not not really a great start, but just a forest round. I don't know, maybe Kyushu. Yeah, sure. Um, yeah, forest rounds in Japan are just kind of tough, for lack of better words. Let's see here. I did learn some of the insulators, so let's see if I can remember what's going on here. We do have this connector here. Um, I would assume this is somewhere in like here, but let me look around just to make sure I'm not making a stupid guess. And this is like Okinawa or something. Uh, okay, now that I think about this, is it Okinawa? I think it might be. Oh my god, am I gonna make a stupid guess? No, but we have this palm tree as well. These houses? Nah, it's Okinawa. Okay, okay. Took me a bit of time to to get there, but we got there eventually. Um, have these pole tops. I will say I'm not too great with the pole tops. Start a phone code 03. That's just Tokyo, so that works out nicely. Let's see if we have something here. No kanji there. Um, can't really see like insulators either. There, I guess. These like hanging down. Not gonna lie, I'm not too confident on this one. We do have plates though. Okay, we have this Chubu plate, I think. I think this area is called Chubu. I really hate that I have to learn like region names on top of prefecture names when it comes to Japan. As if just learning prefectures wasn't enough already. Let's see. What do we have here? Not much, looks like. It's kind of a flat area. We have a bridge on top of us. Yeah. Not too much to go on here. Have some red roofs, but do I really trust those? I don't know. Maybe not. What's the angle here? We don't really see any mountains, do we? Yeah, this could be anywhere to be honest. Just gonna click Tokyo and hope for the best. Okay, fair enough. Don't really know how to guess that. 17k. Good. Okay, can't really complain too much about that. Here my first vibe was Hokkaido. Um, I guess I don't really have a reason to say no to Hokkaido. Oh, there's a giant mountain there actually. Is there one like that on Hokkaido? There must be some that I don't really know, but maybe this one. Sure, let's go here. Okay, I guess we were looking at that. Sure. At least I'm on Hokkaido. We have a Yamaguchi yellow guardrail. It's been a while since I've seen that one. So nice to see it again. Is this Okinawa again? It very possibly might be one of these islands. Let's go Ishigaki, why not? Oh, it wasn't actually. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It was Kyushu. I guess we had the Kyushu connectors. Oh, this is actually literally just Kyushu transformer stuff. That is a bit concerning that I missed that, but yeah, I mean, it happens from time to time. I can't be too mad about these things. Let's see. Let's try to finish the scene, and then I think I'll call it because I do want to get some sleep before my flight. Um, let's see. We have mountains there to the west, to the east. Don't really see any particularly useful pole mirrors from this distance, especially harder in Gen 3. That is maybe whatever this region was called again, pole. I keep forgetting, but I don't really see anything that necessarily lines up here, so maybe it's wrong. Yeah, it's not Nagano Valley. Okay, sure. All right. Can we finish this off with a bang? Let's see. Oh, we have just a Chubu plate. Any kanji or something to help me narrow it down? Not really. Do have some mountains north of us. So let's go. Let's make a fancy guess in Kakegawa. No, no. Okay, fair enough. Not proud of this game, not at all. But you know, so be it. It is getting late. I've had a long day, and I have to call it. Uh, I will upload this video, get some sleep, and head to Stockholm. Very excited, and yeah, I will definitely keep you guys updated. On Discord, Instagram. I'll probably post a bunch of stuff on Instagram. Now that I'm going to be traveling, I have a reason to take photos and whatnot. So you might see some stuff there. And yeah, I just also want to say thank you to everyone. A lot of people have sent me kind messages, just even on GeoGuessr and also on Discord. People who have been, yeah, just wishing me well, believing in me. I really appreciate it, and I will give it my best. Of course, the competition is tough, and anything can happen. And of course, at the end of the day, we're all friends, the competitors. We've known each other for quite a while, most of us at least. So, at the end of the day, regardless of what happens, I think we all will have a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, once again, thank you again for everyone who's been sending kind words, and also big shout out to people who bought my avatar from the item shop. I did see some of you with the India stuff. Really appreciate it, guys. Appreciate the support. And also thank you everyone who's been just watching the videos, commenting, leaving tips. If you have some tips for me in these videos, in today's video, I mean, also feel free to leave them. But yeah, the recording has hit 1 hour. I am not going to edit this video, so I will see you guys later. Uh, I don't really know if I'll vlog anything. The thing is, last time when I went to like the French World Cup and then did like a trip all the way in like the French Alps and Switzerland, I'd still have footage from vlogging that, but I just never got around to editing and making that into a video. So if I don't know if you guys really want to see like that kind of content, just let me know in the comments. I'll read them and maybe I'll try to get some stuff like that. We'll see what happens anyway. Thank you guys, and whoever I will be seeing in Stockholm, looking forward to meeting you there. Uh, and yeah, whoever's watching from home, hope you're cheering for me. Uh, but yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Have a nice day and a nice week.